What's up, everyone? This is me, Dre. Welcome to Redskins Talk TV. Just wanted to talk about the upcoming game on Sunday between the Washington Redskins, my team, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, this is an NFC East matchup, first of many to come for the season. Pretty excited about the prospects and just to see what's going to happen with the team. Right now, Kirk Cousins, because he's got the starting nod with the injury to Robert Griffin III. So really looking forward to seeing if he can be successful. I know a lot of people have been up on him about the victory. Not to take anything away from Kirk Cousins. He played an outstanding game. But once again, not to throw a monkey wrench in what he's done, but he went up against a terrible team with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now he's going to be coming up against some real competition with the Philadelphia Eagles because on offense, defense, and special teams, they have weapons all the way across. So on offense, and I want to talk about a couple of keys to success for all three phases in order for us to hopefully win this game and get an edge up, at least in the NFC East. Starting with the offense, once again, and I've said this on both of my previous videos, but this will pretty much be the main theme for a lot of my videos. It's establishing the run. And by doing so, that means that 5 guys in front of Kirk Cousins, the offensive line, will need to be able to open holes, bully the defensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles to open for Alfred Morris as well as Roy Helu. I think Helu's is a little nicked up, but we have Silas Red. Great cutback runner. Not necessarily along the lines of a Tiki Barber, but he can fit that mold. Very shifty. He's got some good quickness. Scored 1 touchdown, which I thought they were just going to try to run out the game last week, but he had an amazing cutback and had the defense going one direction. He went the opposite direction and scored his first touchdown of his rookie career. So congratulations to him. So, the offensive line is going to be key to hopefully making this game competitive and hopefully to get our way towards a victory. They are going to have to open the holes for Alfred Morris or anyone that's going to be the ball carrier coming out of the backfield. Also, it's important for them to be able to protect effectively for Kirk Cousins because this is a different defense that you're going up against with the Philadelphia Eagles. They do apply pressure from every angle. They know how to penetrate the gaps and get to the quarterback. They play strong at the line of scrimmage, especially with the corners. The safeties play sound football. The linebackers are solid as far as sideline to sideline coverage. So this is real competition for us, but I'm not really all too fazed by Chip Kelly's offense. A lot of people said that it's going to be something new and dynamic, but I don't see it any different than anything else. It's a little bit more up-tempo as far as getting the snaps off and everything, but any team can do that. You kind of see that with Peyton Manning when he was with the Colts and now he's with the Broncos, to where just at leisure he just runs a hurry-up offense. So it's not like it's the first time we've seen this shit in the NFL. But I'm not taking anything away from the Philadelphia Eagles. They were down 17-0 against the Jacksonville Jaguars and beat them 34-17. They were down against the Indianapolis Colts this past Monday and ended up beating them. Of course, there were some crucial plays that kind of hurt the Colts, but all the same, the Eagles won and they earned that. Now, as far as with us, we are going to have to control it at the ground. The battle of the trenches is what's going to be the key to victory for us. So hopefully, Chris Chester and Tyler Columbus will get some help because pressure is going to be coming heavily from that side. Kirk Cousins is going to have to make quick decisions, get the ball out of his hand quickly in order to avoid getting punished because, once again, anyone that's behind center and has to be protected from the right from our offensive line is going to be in deep shit. I mean, I just have no faith in the right guard and right tackle. They played okay, but once again, they played against a not-so-great defense. Now they're coming up against the real deal with a quality team. So hopefully we can establish the run, and that's going to open the way for the pass. Now, as far as the passing game, Kirk Cousins, once again, making sound decisions. You're not going to see him getting out of the pockets with deftness like you would see from RG3. But I think, and I've said this before, I think he's a he is a better pocket passer than Robert Griffin III. But if he has to rely on his legs, it's not like he's slow or anything like that, like Tom Brady. He can get out of the pocket. He's haven't really got a chance to see any of the shiftiness, but that might be what's going to keep him upright and in survive mode, especially if the pocket collapses around him. But he does put the ball up in there. He looks down the field, makes his reads. So we'll see if it's any different than when he got the nod for the last 4 games of last season. Hopefully he won't have any turnovers, but this is going to be a tough game. But he's a smart player, so I'm looking forward to him being successful. As far as with the tight end, we have Niles Paul. He's going to have to beat coverage from the linebackers and the safeties. But I like the way he plays because he's a maven on special teams. So I just feel like he's kind of a mold like a Mike Sellers, to where when he catches the ball, he doesn't shy away from the contact. I like for him to just kind of want to bulldoze as a converted wide receiver. You might think of him as a finesse player, but on special teams, he likes to dominate and tackle people. So taking that kind of mindset on the offense when he catches a ball and sees a safety in his way, just run at him. Don't try to juke around him. Just get the yards. And, if you know that you're going to get tackled, go right for the person who's going to tackle you. And, just I'm not saying make a highlight reel, but just let them know that just because you're catching the ball and you run down the field, you're going to bring some pain. As far as on the wide receiver end, hopefully DeSean Jackson will be able to play. He's a little nicked up. Not sure to what capacity he's going to be used, because I know he's still going to be feeling the soreness from his shoulder. But Andre Roberts, he really stepped up, had some good plays. Not sure what they're going to do as far as keeping him in the on special teams, or if they're going to activate Santana Moss. Of course, you have Ryan Grant, promising on wide receiver. So I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing him get some good matchups. He's really going to have to be very good on his route running in order to create separation between him and the corners and really focus on the ball when it's coming his way. And then, of course, you have Pierre Garçon. The cornerbacks are going to be covering him tight, and they're probably going to put a safety over top just to keep the corner from getting beat deep. So just be on the lookout for that. But all in all, for the offense, I think we stand as just as good as any chance as any other team if we run the ball to establish that, because I think as far as the Eagles' run defense, they are susceptible to missing some tackles, and this is where Alfred Morris can really have a big day, so feed him the ball. Now, on the side of offense, as far as defense, we really need to buckle down and be able to create pressure to get to Nick Foles, because he's going to run a lot of different schemes. On occasion, you do see him running from the pistol position, faking a handoff and running it. So that's how he creates a little bit of the deception, from under center for the Eagles. Good quarterback. He's not going to beat you deep, but he can run the ball. He puts the ball up in the air, makes some pretty decent decisions. But I think as far as our defense, corners, as I've said in all the games, are going to have to press coverage on Jeremy Maclin. Maclin's not the kind of Calvin Johnson, big, strong type of wide receiver. He's a very fast receiver. And then, of course, you have Riley Cooper. He's not a speed burner, but he's a good possession receiver that can get open, especially if you sleep on him. He will get behind you and score some touchdowns. So pressing the receivers at the line of scrimmage is going to be crucial for David Amerson and D'Angelo Hall. At the same time, you always have to account for Brent Selleck at tight end, because he can get some really good separation. He plays with a lot of tenacity. So when he gets the ball, he really takes off. So we're going to have to basically have the linebackers and the safeties cover him tight, stay in his hip pocket, and make sure to tackle solid, wrap those tackles. Now that we don't have Bakari Rambo, he has been cut. Should I feel good about this? Yeah. I was very critical of him because of his lack of technique and effort with his gameplay. So, we're going to have Brandon Meriweather back at safety. Hopefully, he won't get any penalties in terms of leading with the crown of his helmet and just tackle around the waist, and also don't hit the receiver too early, because he's more of a headhunter. But that's for our defense. Defensive line that we have, I think hopefully we can get some pressure with Jason Hatcher being very disruptive up the middle. So I'm looking forward to Ryan Kerrigan and Brian Arakpo rushing off the edges. So hopefully we can get a couple of sacks. And with Ryan Kerrigan, he has a knack for getting to the quarterback. So we'll see what happens there. But I have a pretty good feeling about that. And then as far as special teams, Also, let me go back to defense. Linebackers have got to be very careful because when you have LaShawn McCoy and Darren Sproles coming out of the backfield, the Eagles are going to, on several occasions, run some sort of screen, bubble screen, what have you. And Darren Sproles and LaShawn McCoy coming out of the backfield are extremely good at following their lead blockers. And, of course, the linemen getting out ahead to create that wall for protection so that Darren Sproles or McCoy can get out there and get some extra yardage. So we're going to have to swarm those guys in particular. Don't overcommit to rushing. Very disciplined because LaShawn McCoy, he's a good cutback running back. So he's very shifty, hard to get in the open field. So you're going to have to definitely gang tackle him. But those two are definitely ones to watch out for. And, of course, special teams. Solid coverage on special teams, making sure that we get Darren Sproles. Don't overcommit to everyone running to one side because Darren Sproles, if he gets the opposite direction and he gets some blockers ahead of him, he can easily take it to the hole. But those are just my keys to success for us to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. It's going to be a tough game, and this is going to be the barometer for Kirk Cousins in order to see if he really should be the starter, as many believe that he should. Once again, it's one thing in order to see him do well in a preseason when he's going against second and third strings. As a backup quarterback with the potential to start, you have to and you should be beating those guys on the defense who are second and third stringers. But now he's going to be going up against a staunch defense, and he's going to have to match point for point with Chip Kelly's offense. But regardless of whether they're playing at our field or theirs, we have an opportunity to get the advantage for the NFC East by taking the lead and beating the Eagles. So it's going to be a tough game, but we can play as good as anyone. I think our defense is playing a lot better, and they're starting to get some momentum. But anyway, go ahead and leave your comments, chime in, let me know how you feel about this. To all my Redskins family, hail to the Redskins.